One of my favorite memories from my time at the Harbor History Museum is when I was inventorying a stack of cardstock sewing cards made by the students of Miss Lucy Goodman, because it brought a past that can often feel so far off from where we are today right into the present, and gave me a look into what was just a small moment in an entire career of teaching for Lucy Goodman. And for me, that really crystallized what the museum does and how behind every object there is such a rich history and so many stories to be told about the people who built the communities that build us.
Hi everyone, I'm Betty Felker. This is my husband Bob Felker, and welcome to our home here in Gig Harbor on a historic piece of property that we've been on for 46 years, and actually our house turned 125 years old today, which is what inspired us to join the Harbor History Museum, then the Peninsula Historical Society, which was based in the Little White Church, St. Nicholas Church, which still stands on the St. Nicholas property today. So over the past 46 years, we've had a wonderful time not only developing our property, but being able to share it with others in the community. We've had many events here with the Harbor History Museum, from donor appreciation parties to the original basket social when folks came, elderly folks came and remembered the days they used to pick berries here. That was really fun. And to art shows that we've had up in parts of our property, and also other fundraising events. So we have enjoyed our involvement with the museum, and we've watched it grow and thrive over the past 46 years. And we are looking forward to a great future.
In appreciation of all that the museum does, Betty and I donated for the last 2 years an event that was sold out both years, and that was a Valentine's Day dance, which was held in conjunction with the Pacific Ballroom Dance, a youth championship team who did a presentation. And then after the presentation, we had a dance instruction for the group, and that was then followed by general dancing. And it was a wonderful event held by a lot of wonderful people, and we simply want you to know that we appreciate all that the museum has done, and we hope that this auction is successful, because it's necessary that we keep this museum thriving in this wonderful community that we live in. Thank you.
Join us please over the next 3 days. Jump onto that virtual auction and come to the party and help us grow this wonderful museum into the future.
I'm Leanne O'Neill, but most of you know me as my alter ego, Miss Abigail Bennett, and I'm standing in my most beloved place, the Midway Schoolhouse. As head mistress here for the last 10 years, I have had the privilege and honor to teach almost 13,000 students, and I've seen the wonder and excitement about learning history. Sadly, a global pandemic like the one Miss Bennett would have seen in 1918 has sidelined me and closed the schoolhouse and the museum. Since March, we have not been here, but the pandemic and current events in our country have made me even more passionate about history. Now more than ever, we are looking at history. We know we can't change it, but we learn about it, and that helps us move from this place in time. As philosopher George Santayana said, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Recognizing past mistakes can teach valuable lessons about human resiliency, and we will strive to break down preconceived barriers and notions. The study of history is the study of humanity, and it can help us learn from our modern problems and put them in perspective, because overall humans throughout time have managed to survive, rebuild, and progress. We are most fortunate to have this museum that gives us a sense of community and identity. We have written and will continue to write the story in history. This incredible museum is here for us to do just that and keep the vision going of the many people and businesses who've made it possible. I am most humbly yours, Miss Abigail Bennett, and I'm grateful for your patronage and furtherance of our mission here at the Harbor History Museum. I look forward to teaching history again. My heart longs for it.
Check, check. Jared, can you hear me? Jared, I can't hear you. No. Good evening, friends, and welcome to 2020 History Rocks. My name is Nelson Jay, and I will be your host and fundraising ambassador tonight. I'm coming to you live from the Harbor History Museum right here at the head of Gig Harbor. I'm in one of the galleries. It's a terrific space, and it's just such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night, September 19th with us tonight. And I wanted to let you know that we have a terrific evening in store. We have a wonderful program ahead. We will hear from a board of director member. You'll hear from executive director Stephanie Lyle. We've got an opportunity to debut a new video tonight. It is a special video put together to give you a little outline of what's happening at the museum and all of the great programs that we can support tonight through our participation and just being here. And we are so appreciative of you doing just that. Also, we will do a virtual Raise the Paddle, and that's a chance for everybody to make a specific donation. It's 100% tax deductible. And then a little bit later, we'll be wrapping up some of the premier items. We'll talk about those, and then we have an online auction featuring some fabulous ways to support the museum, some great packages, some trips, getaways, some gear to enhance your lifestyle, some fine art, and all of those items will be wrapping up tonight, including packages of wine and some other alcohol packages at 10 o'clock, and that is through the online auction. So that's a lot of fun. There are a couple of ways to enjoy, or the best way to enjoy the show tonight is, as you heard earlier, you can watch on one screen, and if you would like to do some bidding and you raise the paddle work, perhaps from your phone, you're welcome to do that. And if you'd like to give directly via the website, you can do that at harborhm2020.ggo.bid. We'll come back to that later. And also you can hop onto that site. When you get there, this is on the Greater Giving site. You can just click, as you can see on your screen, you can click one of those paddle raised tiles, or in the upper right corner, you'll see a little black box, and that is a donate now button. You can click on that and type in the price. And that, again, it's harborhm2020.ggo.bid. And that gets you to that page /bidding, and you can jump into the terrific online auction. We opened that up a few days ago. The bidding is fast and furious, and we expect that it'll continue tonight right up until 10 o'clock. So thank you so much for your support. And friendly reminder that we'll be here all the way up until the end of this program, but the bidding in that online auction will continue after the show wraps up. So we're gonna wrap up before 10 o'clock, much before 10 o'clock, but that online auction goes right up until 10. So there you have it. Now, we would like to bring in a member of the Harbor History Museum's Board of Directors. Please welcome Mr. Mark Nelson.
Hello, friends of the Harbor History Museum. Welcome to tonight's first ever virtual History Rocks Gala. We're so glad that you could join us tonight. We've got a lot of very excellent, entertaining, and important things in store for you tonight. You know, this has been a crazy year for all of us, and I want to start out tonight by thanking each of you very sincerely that you're taking time to spend with us and express your appreciation for our Harbor History Museum and all the wonderful things that we do in our community. 2020 has given myself and my family a lot of time to reflect about the things that we're grateful for. And one of the things that we're all extremely grateful for is this museum. As you know, it takes a lot to keep this museum operating, providing the services it does to the Gig Harbor Peninsula and surrounding communities. And that's what tonight is about. We're hopeful that each of you can remember during these crazy and difficult times that we still need your support, that we're still working hard to provide the people of our community the history and educational opportunities that we're known for, and we're hopeful that you will continue your support of this amazing institution. So thank you again for joining us. I look forward to speaking to you face to face the first chance we get. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, and thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here. We're going to move right into our debut video, a little background about what's happening here at Harbor History Museum.
The Harbor History Museum is nestled on the shoreline of Gig Harbor, Washington, and is truly the memory bank of the Gig Harbor Peninsula. The museum campus is home to the Midway Schoolhouse, the last remaining one-room schoolhouse in the area. The Shenandoah, a 65-foot wooden fishing boat built in Gig Harbor in 1925, and 7,000 square feet of permanent exhibits. The museum is owned and operated by the Gig Harbor Peninsula Historical Society, founded in 1964 by a group of incredibly dedicated women. This year and next, we'll be celebrating 10 years in our beautiful museum, and we're delighted to have you here with us. In a typical year, we welcome more than 1,500 school students to the museum and nearly 10,000 general public visitors. The museum maintains a unique collection of images, artifacts, and ephemera for the community and researchers nationwide. We provide traveling exhibits to museums around the country. We create meaningful publications for audiences young and old. And we are proud to be working on a Washington State Heritage Capital project that is conserving the Shenandoah and completing our Maritime Gallery. Some people like Doctor Who's TARDIS, so much bigger inside than it appears from the outside. We say you need to see the magic for yourself.
And that's a little bit about what's happening right here at Harbor History Museum. And the next guest we're going to introduce tonight is the James Brown of Maritime Museums, the hardest working gal in show business. She does a terrific job, and she is so busy that she decided she'd go ahead and add one more thing to her plate, which was to do the voiceover of the video that you just heard. And that, of course, is the Executive Director of Harbor History Museum, Stephanie Lyle.
Hey everybody, it's great to have you with us here tonight. I'm Stephanie Lyle, the Director and Curator of the Harbor History Museum, and I want to share just a little bit about why I care so much about this place and all it does. When I was a kid, museums were these mysterious, untouchable places. It wasn't until much later that I realized they were my connection to something I wondered about constantly, the beginnings of things. I wondered about the origin of ideas and inventions and rules, and it wasn't until years later that I realized that museums were also laboratories for discovery. And the truth is, we all need a laboratory and a place to explore. We all need a TARDIS and to have a chance to think like Doctor Who. We need opportunities to blow the dust off what we thought was history and begin to see the weird and wonderful connections between past and present, there and here, me and you. My passion for this idea keeps me up at night in the never-ending struggle to find funding to keep the museum operating. Why do I do it? Because I believe in what this museum is and what it can be. And yet this COVID crisis has challenged all of us. In an article from the Center for the Future of Museums, forecasting revealed that at the medium impact level of a pandemic or other major disaster, 20% of all American museums would close permanently by the end of 2020. I'm determined to see that the Harbor History Museum is not one of those. In these months of COVID restrictions, we've done our best to maintain our commitment to community service. For example, we've turned the place inside out with window and outdoor exhibits during the COVID-19 shutdown. We developed an outdoor campus tour to bring our artifacts, sculptures, and largest objects to life while keeping our visitors safe. We created the Harbor Mystery Museum website to engage at-home learners. Our new Collections Corner series cracks the vault to share intriguing objects from the collection. And literally through wind, rain, and the coronavirus storm, conservation work on the Shenandoah and Thunderbird No. 1 has continued as an important Washington State Heritage Capital project. This capital project will complete our beautiful museum building so proudly opened 10 years ago today. These efforts are helping us keep the effects of the pandemic at bay, but honestly, we need your help. The COVID crisis has caused us to reduce staff, slash expenses wherever possible, and do some serious pivots to continue service to our community. But your generosity as we roll into our last night of this first ever virtual fundraiser will make it possible for the museum to inspire future explorers, preserve our vanishing traditions, and provide opportunities to be the TARDIS that takes us all to new and enlightening places. Thank you for joining us tonight, and most of all, thank you for your generous support. I may be a goofball at times, making up dares and silly songs, but I am downright serious when I say that knowing our history matters. And tonight, you matter. So let's get to bidding and make history rock.
Well, that's a great bit of inspiration from Executive Director Stephanie Lyle right here at the Harbor History Museum. And friends, this is the most important part of the night. And there's so much writing on this one that we have one more little message from our friend, Stephanie.
Well, my motto is always go big or go home. So I figure if we have a lofty goal, this is a good thing. But there has to be some incentive associated with that. So we're shooting for $100,000 that we're trying to raise at this fundraiser. And I'll tell you tonight, okay, I might not even should say this, but if we make $100,000, I will jump in the bay. I'm gonna jump. Yeah, full form. Boosh, right in.
That's nice. I'd like to see that, Stephanie. You jumping into the bay. It's a good goal. May we get you there in style. Well, friends, as I mentioned, the most important part of the night, this is the Raise the Paddle. And a few things to remember. This is this moment right here, this gift represents a 100% tax deductible donation to Harbor History Museum. Giving is easy. You can hop on to that web page that we mentioned at Greater Giving. And just as a reminder, it's harborhm2020.ggo.bid. There it is on the screen for you, lower third. And that is the way that you access all of the online auction items and the Raise the Paddle donations. Upper right corner, you'll see a Donate Now button, and it's a black box. Click on that, type in any amount you want, or scroll to the bottom of the auction items, and there are tiles with individual giving levels. 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, whatever amount works. But tonight, we're gonna get started officially at the $10,000 level. However, before we get into that, I wanted to remind you that the $10,000 level is not a ceiling. It is more of an opening guideline. So if there's a number on your heart that's above 10,000, then you can go ahead and give any amount that you'd like. And we now are going to bring up our giving thermometer and get started giving. And at that $10,000 level, I'm very pleased to announce that we have a momentum donor that's getting us kicked off. And we want to say a big thanks to Wade and Beth Perot for that. So thanks, Wade and Beth, for your incredible generosity and ongoing support. And look, the thermometer's growing. So that's the $10,000 level. If you'd like to join Wade and Beth at that level, then now's the time to go ahead and make the $10,000 donation. Any amount at this time, of course, is fine. And we're going to move through the giving levels. Those of you that come to the events annually, you'll know that typically we're in a big ballroom and we're raising paddles. And the next level up would be the $5,000 level. However, we're just giving tonight through the power of technology. So give whatever amount works. If you'd like to give at the $5,000 level, that's just fine. And anybody that gives at that level, I will give you a shout out right here in real time. So go ahead and make those donations. And at the $2,000 level, that's the next level that we can give at. If there's a number that's above that, say 3,000, you're welcome to do that, but we're moving along to the $2,000 level. And I've got a donor that's so close to that at the $1,500 level. A big shout out to Ted Weatherby for the $1,500 donation. Ted, thank you so much for your support of Harbor History Museum. That's fantastic. And we're gonna move right along into the $1,000 level. And I'm excited to announce that the $1,000 level, a big thanks to Jenny and Delwyn Wook for their donation, and Carla Bloomquist is in for $1,000. And also just in moments ago, thank you, Sandy Pond, for your $1,000 donation. So those are fantastic jump starters to get us rolling here in our Raise the Paddle. At the $500 level, we have some additional donors at this level, and I'm going to give them a shout out at this time. At the $500 level, thanks to Paul Alvestad, Wendy Phillips, Peter Berman, and Kirsten Williams for their $500 donations here to the Harbor History Museum. So now's the time to make those gifts, keep them coming. And the next level that we're going to recognize is our $250 donors, those that have given at the $250 level. So a big shout out to Stephen Eckberg and Gunda Meissner. So Stephen and Gunda, thank you so much, each in at $250. That's fantastic. And if you'd like to make a donation and you haven't yet done that, go ahead and hop onto that giving site and you just hit the donate now button. You can also send a check to the museum if you'd like to. That's totally fine. And you can even reach out after hours to the museum after this fundraiser wraps. But again, that address is HARBOR, that's HarborHM 2020.ggo.bid. So hit that URL. You can watch on your big screen and you can input your bid on your phones and you can have a lot of fun with 2 screens tonight. So thank you for that. All right, at the $100 level, now's the time. If you haven't yet given at the $100 level, oh wait, this just in. I have some donors at the $500 level to recognize. Special thanks to the Meachams at 500, and also the Spadonis are in at 500. And I sure enjoyed going to school with one of the Spadonis. In fact, on our way to Goodman Middle School back in the day, we used to roll by the Spadoni Brothers paving yard at the 4-way intersection. And when I went by last time, there was no paving happening. They were selling honey. The Spadoni Brothers have retired. So anyway, great to see. Thank you, Spadonis, for your incredible generosity, and the Meachams. It's really terrific to have those donations coming in. So keep those donations coming. We'll have more updates for you as we speak. And I'm going to move into the $100 level. We have several at this level. And if you haven't yet given, this is a great opportunity to jump in and support Harbor History Museum. At the $100 level, special thanks to Robert Wood, Jay Storkman, Nancy Corey, Leanne O'Neill, Jennifer Hamilton, and Linda Calbum, Jeff and Janet Stenke, and Andy Ronsola. Thanks, Andy. And over my right shoulder, I'm going to see if I can point, it's all in a mirror, right there in the gallery, hovering over my right shoulder, is one of our $100 donors, a great friend of the museum and a legendary Fisher person. Special thanks to Lori Dahl Isaacson for her support, and she's featured in the museum. She's right behind me. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Super cool, everybody, for your donations. Really fun, and we're right here in the main gallery. If you want to learn about the terrific women, the intrepid women of fishing, you can learn about it right here at the Harbor History Museum. Gig Harbor's been out front in so many ways. It's rumored that there is the original size large, extra large pizza tin from the Tides Tavern original pepperoni pizza somewhere here in the archives. Oh, and this just in, Del and Lois Deedy in for $2,000. Thank you so much to Del and Lois for that generous $2,000 donation. That's outstanding. And I'm not sure about the pizza tin. That might be something they're gonna have to dig a lot for, Stephanie and her crew. But if the pizza tin exists, you'll find it here at the Harbor History Museum. So this is the time to make those donations. Remember, it's harborhm2020.ggo.bid, and we can take those donations all night long, right up until 10 o'clock. You can also bid up until 10 o'clock and keep those donations coming. We would love to see more of those rolling in. How are we doing on our thermometer? Do we have an update for us? We're striving. I see. We don't have an update. The thermometer is being weird. This is the time. I have to say that it's so nice to not have to look through a smoke screen at you all tonight. Waking up today, if you were as relieved as I was, make a donation. Why not? It was so pleasant to wake up and see that our air quality was in the green this morning. That was That was this real challenge. Thanks for hanging in there. And in challenging times like these, isn't it nice to know that you can count on Harbor History Museum to deliver outstanding programs? So we've got some work to do, friends. If you can make that donation, if you're watching, every dollar amount counts, whether it's $100, $500, $50, any giving level is crucial. So please give and give generously, and be sure to bid on those items. Speaking of auction items, we have some wonderful ways to continue to support Harbor History Museum that are part of our online auction, and I wanted to highlight those for you at this time. And the first one to consider, of course, is Lot 1, which is Leavenworth. It's right there. It's Bavaria in the heart of the Cascades. Leavenworth Weekend for Two getaway right there to the Enzian Inn, where they blow the Alpine horn every morning at breakfast. That's item number 1. Super fun, still available to bid on. Next up, item 3 is the Allison Inn and Spa Getaway. Don't miss out on that. That's just the Allison Inn and Spa, 45 minutes southwest of Portland, Oregon, surrounded by Portland's well-known 200 wineries. It's a great destination, 2 days of divine relaxation, 1 night dinner, you and a friend. Next up, item number 4, I guess that would be, is the LeMay Backstage Tour. So how fun would that be? If you enjoy cars and a chance to see some classics and collectors, this is the item for you. This is Lot 4, the Car Buffs Behind the Scenes Tour for 4 at LeMay Car Museum. Big thanks to our friends in Tacoma for that. Next up, Lot 5 is an incredible opportunity to support the museum with a dinner for 8, an authentic Italian dinner for 8. Special thanks to Betty and Bob Felker. You saw their home in the video earlier. It's an Italian style dinner, comes complete with fabulous wine pairings and a great chance to enjoy the garden there at the Felkers. So thanks to our good friends, Betty and Bob, for that. Next up, Dinner on the Dock. This is a special buy-in opportunity, $150 a seat. Seats are limited, so $150 per seat. This is a date-specific activity. It is on the water at the Net Shed, July 25th, 2021. So check your calendars. If your calendar was like mine this summer, you'll have absolutely nothing going on. Hopefully by next summer, we'll be out and about moving. The next item, what an opportunity. If you have yet to head to Alaska on a fish camp experience, this is your opportunity to do some great good for the Harbor History Museum and to enjoy an incredible trip. You'll never forget. This is a chance to go up to a former cannery. It's called the Waterfall Resort, and they have the biggest fishing fleet in Southeast Alaska. It's in Ketchikan. It's a great opportunity. 2 people. This is valued at nearly $11,000 tonight. You can get in. Reserve bid on that, $6,500. We need a $6,500 reserve bid. Normally, the per person price on that is like $5,200, $5,300. So it's a great opportunity to come out and support the museum and head to Alaska and come home with a bunch of fish. We have a lot of fine art in the auction as well. Avalon in Scansey, oil paintings by Mary McGinnis, a great friend of the museum here. $1,200 value on that. Be sure to hop in and look at all of the fine art. So many ways to support Harbor History Museum. And speaking of summer and keeping cool, what an opportunity. If you don't yet have a Yeti cooler, they are rumored to be bear-proof, and in the event of a water landing, you could use it as a flotation device. Close the lid and put the rubber straps down, and it's an amazing cooler. It keeps beverages, adult beverages, soft drinks, and food cold for many days. The Yeti cooler, practically indestructible, bear-proof, orca-proof, and another great way to support Harbor History Museum. So friends, that is our online auction. It's wrapping up tonight, and it's 10 o'clock is the hard close on that. And Jared, hit me with that update one more time, please. Right, that's right. We were wanted to make sure to highlight some of the wines as well. Tonight in our online auction, we have several items. The board of directors has collaborated on a terrific item. This is lot 401, the Board of Directors wine lot, some tasty vino. Look at that item in the online bidding feature and you can get all the details, but it's a terrific collaboration from the Board of Directors. That's item 401. And then the Italian date night in Gig Harbor is a fun experience. It's a date night for two. You get to ride in the gondola. And this is a special donation from Gig Harbor Gondola and Jean, Hannah, and Kathy Thurston. And it includes a fun Italian picnic basket afloat. You'll have a great time. That's the Italian date night for two in Gig Harbor, item number 402. And then next up, we have a wonderful donation from one of our members here at the museum. And this is the Heritage Distilling Company's gift basket. It includes all sorts of things that would be enjoyed for the whiskey fan. And that is the Heritage Distilling Company gift basket number 403. And finally, in the alcohol category, we have a lovely trio of artistic from the Artist Series 3-bottle set from Chateau Ste. Michelle in Woodinville, 1996 vintage, generously donated by Chris and Laura Unger. A lovely opportunity to support the museum, and you'll have 3 classic wines no longer available in the market. These are from the cellar. So those are wonderful and a great way to support things. And we're moving right along, friends. We are just, we're a little under 20,000 on our giving thermometer. So if we can have a flurry and push us up over 20,000 to move us into the next part of the program, that would be big. We do have an exciting announcement coming up, but we're looking for a few more donations at that level. And we're just getting closer. Wow, that's fun. Look at that thermometer. That looks like it's up over 20 now. It's hard to tell. Technology, screens, there's so much happening. All right, we're gonna move right into an exciting announcement. And I'd like to toss this back to Executive Director Stephanie Lyle, who has a remarkable announcement to share with you all tonight. You'll be the first to hear this.
Hey everybody, I wanted to jump in here real quick and make an exciting announcement, but most of all to thank our sponsors, our donors, our volunteers, and our incredibly dedicated staff. Our team here at the museum and on the auction committee has persevered through the COVID storm, through closures, Zoom meetings, smoke, and even the threat of murder hornets to bring us all together. I especially want to thank Jennifer Beard, Robin Harrison, Sarah Connect, Jean Hanna, Riley Hall, Nora Thompson, Lee Deedy, Sandy Pond, Erica Williams, Gunda Meissner, Betty Felker, Liz Pedersen, our auctioneer Nelson J., our greater giving consultant Denise, Skeeter Buggins, who's the man behind the curtain making this whole broadcast happen, and most of all of you for being here to show your support for the museum this evening. I am very excited to share our big news. Many of you know that we launched a capital campaign last year to conserve the Shenandoah and complete the Maritime Gallery. Well, I am very happy to announce that in addition to the nearly $500,000 of our $2 million goal raised by individual donors, we have just received word that the Institute of Library and Museum Services, along with the National Park Service, has named the Shenandoah an American treasure, granting us another $130,000 to complete the restoration of her deck house. This grant brings great honor to our community, to our city, our state, our museum, and our proactive efforts in historic preservation. The new gallery will not only celebrate our maritime history, it will demonstrate how knowledge from the past can inspire action for a better, brighter future. This federal grant requires a 1-to-1 match, so all capital contributions can be used as a dollar-for-dollar match. And I know that many of you have contributed to our capital campaign already, our maritime memorial bricks. Every contribution really makes a huge difference to make this project happen. So thank you for being a part of this incredible accomplishment. And most of all, thanks for making me make good on a $100,000 promise.
Okay, whew, I'm ready. And yes, friends, history rocks. It's the pandemania. Is this thing on?
It's on.
Is it going the right way?
Yeah.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay, or that way. Okay, All for nothing. Go big or go home. It's gonna happen any second. Okay. Oh wait. Sorry, I don't want to lose your GoPro. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay, going.
Well, there you have it. Stephanie Lyle, good to her word, committed to jump in to Gig Harbor if we raised 100,000. And with that grant, we're definitely over that. That's exciting. And some additional exciting news, we also just received in some pledges from Cindy Hackett for $500 and Hannah J at $500. Thank you, Hannah. Hannah's my sister and a great supporter of the museum. So if you have a brother or a sister out there, spread the word, share this video link tonight, and we'll raise more money for Harbor History Museum. Look at that, we're moving up in the world. Oh, wow, we're up over 23,000 now. So let's keep those pledges coming in. And if you're feeling like these times are challenging, yet the stock market's on a roll, it's okay to live large and make that donation. Add another 0 to your donation tonight. Just go for it. What could happen? We're so appreciative of each and every one of you for being with us tonight. It really means a lot. The museum is community supported, community funded, community started. It's been around in this location for 10 years. It's hard to believe. Where has the time gone? There are some remarkable exhibits here, so many families that are participating in the event tonight, but the support that's on the donor walls and the gallery names and the displays, everybody has been so supportive of this museum. Let's keep that momentum and love for this local treasure going. Right here in Gig Harbor, a highlight of the South Puget Sound Museum scene is right here in Gig Harbor. It's just a great spot. And the staff and the team do such a great job. So we wanted to let you know that tonight, as a reminder, in case you didn't get that memo, that 10 o'clock is the closing on the online auction items. You can make those donations, cash donations via the click to give. You can mail donations in. You can contact the Harbor History Museum through their website, and right here at harborhm2020.ggo.bid. That is going to get you right into that bidding page. Go to donate now link at the top in the little black box, and you can make a gift at right there, or you can scroll through all the great auction items and make a donation at one of our paddle raise levels, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, and so on. But it's been a terrific evening. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. And we certainly couldn't do this without the incredible generosity of our donors and our sponsors, and certainly each and every one of you that makes the Harbor History Museum go. So a big shout out to our sponsors, everybody that comes alongside museums like Harbor History Museum. They are great folks to have on your side. So remember these friends when you need services. Lots of love for Harbor History Museum, and we just appreciate their incredible support. We also had an incredible amount of support leading up to this through the COVID challenges. They're ongoing and the museum is adapting well, but we have had an incredible amount of support from our COVID donors, and you'll see those names on the screen now. And we're just so appreciative of each and every one of them. Many of them have given twice. They've already given in the COVID push and tonight during this event. So keep those donations coming, spread the word, share this link with friends, and let them know that the Harbor History Museum is alive and well and continues to need your support, but we're so appreciative of what you've done tonight. And I would like to say that I'm Nelson J, and on behalf of the Executive Director, Stephanie Lyle, and the entire team here at the Harbor History Museum, including Jennifer and Robin, who have been so helpful as we've prepped for this. I have to say that I think I have one of the very best jobs in the world, because we get to spend a lot of time with great people like the crew here at Harbor History Museum, and working with people out there just like you who are generous and supporting these endeavors is very rewarding. So thank you for what you've done tonight to help Harbor History Museum, and thanks for your continued support. Be well, enjoy that fresh air tomorrow, and thank you and good night.